Today I'm gonna be building a French cafe in Bloxburg. So Bloxburg recently had a French-inspired update, and we got a bunch of new items that I really want to try. So it's time to pretend that I know the first thing about baking before actually burning this place down. The new items that came with this update are so cute. I already know that I'm probably going to be using most of these for this build. We even got some bags of baguettes now. This update actually came out at the perfect time because I'm currently watching season 6 of Miraculous Ladybug, and I really want to take some inspiration off of Marinette's family's bakery. I want that circular shape at the front of our cafe just because I think it makes it look a little bit fancy. Hopefully this doesn't cause us problems with the floor plan because I do want to make this a tall building. I also don't want our bakery to look like it's out of nowhere, so I'm gonna add some fake buildings to make this look like an actual street. Okay, I know it's kind of looking a little bit insane right now, but just trust the process. For the front, I'm gonna be using this tall double door. And you know what? I actually have the perfect windows for this build. I have to use these historic shop windows. Literally all the downtown coffee places that I've been to have these exact same windows. I'm definitely going for a more fancy kind of coffee place. I want there to be a little sitting area outside so you can kind of choose if you want to have your coffee outside or inside. Actually, this is the second time that I do a cafe build on my channel. I've done one before, but that one was more of a retro cafe. I want this one to give kind of more of a old money kind of vibe. Okay, for the upstairs, I want to use some of these curved windows. I actually made this place 3 stories tall, even though I'm only thinking of using the downstairs for the coffee place. But I was actually thinking that maybe we can do some fancy apartments here. Kind of like how Marinette's house is on top of her own bakery. I'm only gonna focus on the coffee place for today, but if you guys do want to see me do those apartments, tell me down in the comments. I could even actually turn this whole street into a tourist spot with a bunch of shops and apartments. Maybe even hotels. We are missing those curtains that go at the front of the shop. What are they called? Oh, awnings. They're called awnings. We can have those kind of wrap around our coffee place. You know what? If I color them black and white, they kind of look much fancier. The seating area at the front is going to be made out of concrete. There we go. Oh, and you know what else I want to do? I want to add some fences to kind of separate it from the actual street. This is completely optional, but I do want to add a little garden, so I'm going to be separating the seating area. Okay, I'm having a little bit of a dilemma here. I don't know if I want to use this iron table here or the bistro table for the outside. The both of them look so good. I don't know which one to pick. You know what? When you can't decide, just use both of them. I just remembered that I used to have a French class which was cancelled 2 days after beginning because our school was too poor to afford a French teacher. I'm still kind of mad about that. The front of our coffee place is done and looking pretty good. Just don't ask about the back. I'm gonna fix this, I swear. It's gonna look better. For now though, I am gonna map out our coffee place. We can worry about the other buildings at the end, just act like they're not there. They don't exist. This might look a little bit weird right now because the layout is not done, but I want some bookshelves here. I want to use them as a display, kind of like how Starbucks has those shelves with a bunch of cups that are available for purchase. That's pretty much what I want to do, but I want to display our coffee as well. You know what I find super crazy? In the intro of Miraculous, Marinette goes like, "I'm just a normal girl with a normal life." But she's literally the daughter of the most famous baker in all of Paris, and she goes to school with a bunch of rich people. One of her classmates is literally the mayor's daughter, and her boyfriend is literally a retired model and actor. I have no idea what kind of normal life she thinks she's living, but I want it. Okay, I finished most of the layout for our coffee place. Going in, we're gonna have a little front sitting area right here. And then over here, we're gonna have our little bar / front desk where we'll have all our coffee and pastries. And in front of that, we're gonna have some fancy booths. Okay, I think we should get started on our front counter first, just so it's easier for me to place down the tables later. I wanna use these fancy counters at the back. This is gonna be our little station where we prepare all of our drinks. And then for the actual front counters, I'm gonna be using this modern island. We can have those counters here and then maybe add like a display case or something. All done, now we just have to decorate. But honestly, what do you add to a coffee shop other than a coffee machine? Let's see. Ooh, you know what? We can add a little mini fridge. Good thing I have one from the last time that I did this. I also have an ice cream machine. Maybe we can also sell ice cream in here. Of course, we can't forget about our espresso machine and our little coffee machine. Let's see, what else can I add? Ooh, maybe we can add a blender. We can sell like smoothies and stuff as well. I'm pretty sure coffee shops don't just sell coffee anyways. For these shelves, I think I'm just gonna display our coffee grains and maybe some of our mugs. I'm pretty sure mugs are the only cups we can have here. I wish that Bloxburg came out with an update where we have much more of a variety. Okay, I'm all finished filling up the displays and I added a bunch of random clutter. I don't know if I'm gonna keep the counter space as it is. I might change it up later, we'll see. For now, I'm just gonna add some vines to decorate the place. Now for our booth area. I know that Bloxburg has some booths. Yeah, we do. We have these red booth benches. Not a big fan of that bright red color, but we can change that. This is gonna be a little bit weird, but for our tables, I want these desk ones. Just because they're long and a little bit skinnier than the regular tables. I also just want this to be a little space where customers can come in and maybe finish their homework or work. I want to make this area as cozy as possible, so I might add some stools, some blankets, and some pillows. See, this looks like the perfect little area to come study and maybe have some coffee. I've actually been to a couple of coffee places that have areas like this. Okay, now that that's done with, it's time to actually work on the front of our coffee place. We don't have too much space, but I do want to fit a couple of tables and maybe a little carpet. Okay, for the tables and chairs, I do want to use these round tables right here. I can maybe fit just 2 of them just so we have some comfortable space to move around. I kind of want to color them a brown wood color so it kind of matches the structurals that I did on the ceiling. And as for the chairs, I really want to use those fancy ones. Like this elegant chair right here is really nice and it has a little cushion, so I think I'm just going to use this one. We can color them the same color as the table, or if I really want them to stand out, I could actually make it white. That way it also just matches the stools that I added at the back and they don't look just out of place. I want to do a little entrance area, but I don't know if we can fit another couple of tables or if I should just leave it at just 2. We do have these smaller tables, but I do think that it's gonna look a little bit too crowded if I add them. For now, I think I'm just gonna bring some of the plants from the outside back in the inside so we can decorate a little bit more. Would you guys think it's too crazy to add this flower arch on the inside? I know it doesn't make too much sense to have it here, but it looks really cute, so I think I'm gonna keep it anyway. Sorry to those who hated this idea, but I like it, so I'm keeping it. Okay, we actually desperately need a cute carpet in here. I want this carpet to be long and to be able to lead you up to the front counter. I just actually have a genuine love for those hallway carpets. If my future house doesn't have one of those long hallway carpets, I think I might actually cry. To finish up, I think I'm just gonna add some table decor, some plants, maybe some menus because we don't have any, and then I'll come back when I'm actually done. And just like that, my Parisian cafe is finally done. It took me about 1 hour and 30 minutes to finish, and the total plot value comes up to $122,000. With that being said, I think it's time to start this tour. That concludes today's video, and if you enjoyed watching, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. If you have any video suggestions that you want to see me try, don't forget to leave them down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.